Juliette, I'm making this message for you because this is very serious. This is, first of all, I want to explain something because you know what? These suicidal feelings, they don't go away. You've seen the weather out there. I am officially street homeless, and I need to let you know, Juliette, that I'm keeping this voice recording of yours because you that's crucial evidence. I can't trust you after what you did, and I need this right now because you not only are you a witness to crimes that have been committed against me at Belmore Road, you are a witness to crimes committed at that accommodation. And I am very concerned about my possessions. I actually can't believe what you've done to me. I actually can't believe it. I feel you've betrayed my trust, actually, and you have not been honest with me, and Ebon as well. And you should know better after everything I've been through. And I have spoken up for you. That there is no excuse. I spoke up for you to other people. You told me that you weren't going through cancer treatment, that you finished it last year. I got abuse from people on YouTube saying it was Dan from Police Abusing Powers, his YouTube channel. You have actually had contact with someone that you reported his YouTube video of me, Police Abusing Powers, Dan. You reported him to YouTube. Warrior Wales told me this is someone who's from that group. I don't know because I'm not part of any groups. This time last year, well, in April of last year, Tina Chave of the Independent Advice Network, and you say you've heard of her, falsely offered me help. And that's when the targeting began from Police Abusing Powers and that's when all the trouble with the council and the harassing calls and all of that started, because members of the council like Josh Babarundi OBE, he became aware. I bumped into him a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. He knew about my YouTube channel, but he didn't bother to get back to me. I've been assaulted. He told me to go down to the council and I was assaulted again. I've been assaulted and injured by the police, which you know about. And you got your mother to come in with a bunch of strangers, including PC Moyles, who couldn't be bothered to get me back into my home, despite the fact that an elderly chaplain called Peter whispered to me, they'll bully their way back in for you. No. PC Moyles bullied me out of your flat, Juliette, and you work for the authorities. So whether you're my friend or not, it's still very serious. Do you understand what I'm saying, Juliette? You're a witness to crimes. I thought you were my friend. Darren told me you were my friend, but you have the nerve to say to me in text, what are you doing with Darren? Well, let me tell you something. How do you think I've managed to get into a hotel room? He has dipped into his own rent money. And last night, Darren could have been arrested because he did that to me. We had a fight in here. He did that to me, but I didn't call the police. Why didn't I call the police? Because I'm too afraid to call them myself. Because as far as I'm concerned, Juliette, and you know this, Because I've told them even down at A&E. I told the crisis team before I was made homeless from SDR. I told the crisis team that you were going through cancer treatment. And they said, but you told me you weren't going through cancer treatment anymore. And I had all these trolls saying, oh, how can she go through cancer treatment for a whole year? Now, what Darren and I don't understand is, why would you listen to what you deem to be a random stranger in the first instance? In the second place, this random stranger, Daniel Brown, was it, had trolled me on Facebook leading up to me making complaints in emails and ringing the council. I had this very troll me saying, I hope you lose your flat. You are a witness to crimes in that. I showed you the harassing calls. You reported the Police Abusing Powers channel. Warrior Wales reported Police Abusing Powers YouTube channel because they all wanted to, in their Discord group, they wanted to see me suicide. This idiot Dan from Police Abusing Powers has got troll accounts, and I believe he was that Dan Brown who trolled me saying, I hope you lose your flat, and you say he messaged you. What Darren and I would like to know is, why did you listen to this troll? Why? I'm about to replay this recording of the voice message you sent me because I'm actually really angry, Juliette. You know I'm not well. Whether you are a friend or not, Darren said you were my friend. I made some gifts that I haven't finished making for you and for Ebon, Darren's friend. You had contact with Ebon, and Ebon also bullied me. She threatened to dispose of my things. I've got stuff everywhere in this town. Have you seen the weather out there? Oh, and by the way, yes, you want your charger back? Do you know what? I've thought about putting this round my neck and killing myself. Trudy from warming up the homeless can't get the council to do anything. Do you know what? There are private letting agents who don't want to have anything to do with Eastbourne Borough Council because it's the worst council. Trudy said how rude they are. I've been assaulted, injured, I've had crimes against my human rights and civil liberties. I've had everything done to me, Juliette. And just for the record, you wonder why I use the phrase trafficking. You know I'm not well. I used it loosely. You know that. And in actual fact, there are people on Facebook who do see it. Who I said, do you think I'm being crazy when I use the term trafficking, council coercive? No, they agree with me under common law. Because I have actually met victims of trafficking. I've met victims of satanic ritual abuse. I've met the lady who was that prostitute. And yes, it involves Freemasons. I mean, really, when you've met John Alexander Patterson and this guy who I was going to go up to Blackpool, who's saying that the King's coronation is treason today. It's treason. The start of the New World Order. We've got all these food banks up and down the country, working people, and Prince Charles, who's inherited £250 million. But that's the great British stupid public for you. And that's why my mother didn't want to come back to this country. But I went into a system, and there's a reason why. Why Darren and I cannot get our heads around it. You've been a victim of domestic abuse. Okay, you don't want me to say this. Well, why treat me like this? Why? You never said thank you for the gift I made you. I've got some gifts I made you that I haven't finished making. I am officially street homeless. Have you seen the weather out there? It's raining. I told people what you were going through and you said I'm not going through cancer treatment. And yet you said to me that your abusive partner, let me tell you something, Darren would never call me a C word. That is disgusting. But isn't it interesting that PC McCarthy referred to Darren as a C word? Filth, absolute, utter filth. They physically, they broke my phone. They did everything to me in A&E, and then I had to have an X-ray afterwards. I tell you what, my mother would be 85. She wouldn't stand for any of this. Oh, and by the way, I still don't know how my father died. But PC Moyles wasn't really interested in your flat. You've got a mother, Juliette. You've got people around you who care about you. So has Darren. Right? Don't tell me that my partner's abusive when he's actually the one who has funded these hotels for me. Don't pass the buck. Where are you? He told me you were my friend last year, and I was keeping away from you. I didn't want to get too. I felt very anxious because I don't trust people, and this is why. And this warrior Wales said, "You can't be trusted if you work for the authorities." Well, you, you know, you told me to keep documenting, and that's what I'm doing. I'm really trying to hide my anger and my distress, and I'm doing a pretty good job, I think. But when I use phrases like trafficking, when I said you trafficked me, yeah, the key thing I was overthinking when I said about the key business. But when you've had so much narcissistic abuse, and I would expect you to understand this, one does tend to overthink. And I did admit to it. Yes, yeah, it is. It probably was a ridiculous thing to say, but um, you know that is cause and effect. Why would Ebon abuse me? Why would look at Charlie? You said Darren's friend Charlie texted him yesterday. You told me he said he lost a friend to suicide. He was there at the Eastbourne People's Assembly when they all bullied me, and you said, "Oh, yeah, I know what Charlie's like." Do you see what I mean? There doesn't seem to be anyone who takes responsibility for themselves. I'm the first to put my hand up and say, I shouldn't have said that or I shouldn't have done that. But I was the one telling people, uh, left, right, and centre, I've got this friend called Juliette. Well, all right. I never actually called you my friend. I said you were my lady witness friend, as in acquaintance. You're my witness. We don't know each other, but But I've opened up to you, and you told me you said you were my friend. Now you've told your mother that you're not my friend. When Darren said you were my friend, well, you haven't behaved like a friend, have you? You could have stopped them going into SDR and taking my things. But I didn't want to put pressure on you because I was telling people that you were going through cancer treatment. But you told me you'd finished cancer treatment, and you said, don't tell people I'm in treatment, tell people I'm in recovery. I'm not like your boyfriend. I wouldn't say something like, "Oh, you're using cancer to make me you're using it to get attention," or whatever it was. That was a horrific thing to say to you. Absolutely horrific. I was so shocked and appalled and disgusted. So I'm speaking up for you. But where were you when I needed you? You are a witness to serious crimes, and I need to tell this counsellor there's one person now I can go to, and it has to be an independent counsellor. And it's just interesting because Darren was looking it up online. Interestingly, oh, I've got something to say because all these things that you've said, Juliette, I'm so shocked. I just cannot trust you. But Darren had a death threat. He showed me the death threat on Facebook. He reported it to the police. And by the way, it was PC Franco. He went up to Beachy Head the other day. That was my last video. I bet PC Franco treated him well. But the police don't have a life. These psychopaths, they troll me on here. You know that. You know that. And Darren and I just cannot understand why you would go. I've had so many crimes committed against me that I'm going to use my laptop. Should anything happen to me, fatal or otherwise? I mean, PC Miles said to me in your flat, I've told you how to find out where to go. Get out. They were literally bullying me out. I just had paramedics in there. And I said, I need a cup of water. I was so distressed. I thought, why have you brought these strangers in here when I've got nutcases who want me in the police abusing powers of community, who want me to suicide, who Darren must have given one of them a bit of a shock because he answered the phone when I got an anonymous call and they quickly hung up. These are crimes and you are a witness to it. And I've also had the police illegally terminating my calls, which I have evidence of on my laptop. They went against the professional standards department. Now come on, Juliette. You're either for me or you're against me. It's really quite simple. You've supported me. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to be my friend, that's fine. Can I just say, the only reason why I put your name and title up, job title, I did that after your mother and your friends bullied me out of your home. I put your full name and your title and where you work because I suddenly realised, you know what, I'm going to do the very thing that I've been falsely accused of because actually I don't know who you are. Because if you're saying you're not my friend and your mother has said, suddenly walked in and said, Juliette is not your friend. I've still got gifts I made you, unfinished gifts. You want your charger back? I've got nowhere to go. I've had my emergency room taken from me. And you, at the end of the day, you do work for the authorities, so you have a duty of care to some extent. But even if you don't, you're still a witness. You're a witness. You're a witness to crimes against a vulnerable person. Even if you're just Joe Blogs and any old Joe Blogs. But this is what I don't understand about you, Juliette. I just don't understand it. No, I do not see it from your point of view. I mean, I've tried to. You encouraged me to keep documenting, so you knew what I was putting out there. Me and Darren, I've gone on and on and on at Darren saying, are you behind this? And he has said no. And he said, ask Juliette, why the hell would you, he said to me, why the hell would you, well, he didn't use the word hell, but he said, why would Juliette listen to a random stranger? Good question. And you see what I mean? Playing off each other against doing this, but he's not playing off. You know that I'm the vulnerable person. Look, he could have been arrested last night for doing that to me. You can't even see in this light. For doing that to me. Had someone banging on the door saying, I've got to go to a child's funeral. And then someone banged very loudly this morning. I haven't slept all night. And I opened the door and I shouted out, Oi! I Never went to my father's funeral because I don't even know how he died, because PC Moyles bullied me out of Juliette's flat. Why, Juliette, would you have the police called to your flat? Why? It, friend or no friend, and you made me believe that you were my friend. Why would you not tell the police, ask them, why have you not investigated? She had, Bryony, I've seen evidence in my flat. This is what you should have said to these bullies, PC Moyles. You should have said, Bryony has sat down with me. I'm a support worker for Southdown Housing Association, or I was, just like Bryony's sister. That's where she was in supported accommodation when her mother was dying of cancer. And I have sat down with her in her flat, and I have actually seen a video of a harassing anonymous call. Why would you get some man and woman that I don't know coming in with your mother saying my name? Bit strange, isn't it, Juliette? Talking about malicious communications. Darren showed me on his Facebook wall a comment that he thought was from you, from some woman up north. And I said, no, Juliette surely would not do something like that. And it said, if you hurt Bryony, I'll slit your throat or something. A real death threat, which he reported to the. Now, because I've been upset with Darren and I can't see the wood through the trees, and I would expect you to understand that, but you have got a mother to turn to. I haven't. I don't know how my father died. I don't know anything. I'm on my own. And I can't deal with my sisters. And you know, because you saw the text. So anyway, I've got to check out of this room with nowhere to go. It will take up to 52 days to get a judicial review with the council. Right, I'm going to just play this.
I'm very wary about what to say now, because I feel like anything that I say or could say could potentially be brought up in a YouTube video. So I'm very careful now about what I have to say, which is a shame really, because I do have, it's not the bad things that I want to say. Probably too strong of a word. I'm sorry to hear that I wondered where you were. And I got your messages, but I'm finding it hard. I don't know if you can see things from my side. Help, but I found it increasingly more difficult as the time's gone along. And I've just literally just come out of treatment, although I have been going through treatment when I'm coming to see you. And I was in treatment when you got the letter. I think it's really unfair what you said, is because I've not been well. I've just been really frustrated and annoyed really with regards to what you said. And understandably, I've been annoyed at what you put on the YouTube about, about the keys, going parallel between the keys, between my keys and others' keys. And then referring more, to about potential involved in human trafficking. But that is not the case at all. And I explained about why I thought it was a good idea to get the keys. And then I said it is okay for you to save my place. And the other thing is that you knew that I was going away. And then in the interview,
I didn't know you were going away till the very last minute.
Juliette just left me, and I didn't just leave me. I said, explained that I was going away. So again, it's so infuriating, to say the least. And when I explained to her what had happened, obviously she flew off the handle a little bit. I didn't say to her, and we're not friends. But she said, well, how could she be your friend when she's saying all these things on YouTube?
Darren said you were my friend. I mean,
so,
I don't know.
Obviously it wasn't the way. I didn't say, Mum, you have to go down there and get Bridie out of my flat. She chose to come up there off her own back.
Yeah, but you had to say something to make her do that. Or influence her to do that. Why would you get all these people coming into your flat to bully me out?
I don't know if they use, if you want them, I can drop them round. Also, I know you have my charger. And you in your ring, I think I remembered at the time it said it was a ring in your flat, but I wasn't sure where to pick it up.
Yeah, my ring, yes. My heirloom, my gold heirloom ring that's over 100 years old. No, it shouldn't. It should never have happened to me. Why has it happened?
That's what I thought, that he was kind of reaching towards the to me taking the ring. But then this message from...
Right. So do you realise, Juliette, that is crucial evidence? Because how can I trust you? You didn't ask your mother to go down there. I thought your mother lived up north. I didn't know till the last minute that you were going up north. But it's very strange. Why would you get your mother and these people to come in, and the police, paramedics and police, pretending to be concerned about me and bullying me out of there? That room has been taken from me. I'm street homeless. My gold ring, my gold heirloom ring, that voice message is crucial evidence, Juliette. Because Simon said to me, he's got a friend who works for a council. He's the one who single-handedly took the Queen to court under common law. Don't ask me. He's the one who's saying the King's coronation today is treason. He said, oh, that will have gone in someone's back pocket. This guy is actually, ironically, from Blackpool. And I was going to go up there before Darren suddenly messaged me to say, oh, I'm coming down to you and all this and that. You're being very casual about all of this, Juliette. Oh, I've got your creams and I've got your yes, I've got your charger here. I've got nowhere to go. Darren assaulted me last night, and you're saying, well, you're texting me saying, I don't know why you're still with him. Well, who's the one who's helping me right now? Darren. It shouldn't have been the case. None of this should have happened. You work for the authorities. I've laid here thinking about wrapping your charge around my neck. You're a support worker for these damn people. You emailed Caroline Ansell on my behalf. I've got a copy of that email. But just like the local government and social care ombudsman, they go along with the lies, which is why I added to the 100% or 99% of bad reviews on Trustpilot. Because they're just as corrupt, the local government and social care ombudsman. We've got the worst council. That was a 21st birthday present to me, that gold ring. It's over 100 years old. Your voice message is very crucial right now. You've witnessed crimes. Why did you not tell the police who came into your flat? Why did you get what did you say to your mother that made your mother decide to come in and bully me out of there? I don't understand it. And now you've got to be careful about what you say because of what I might put on YouTube. I'm just being honest, and you were the one who told me to keep documenting, so that's what I'm doing. I've got nothing to lose. I am actually being unbelievably calm. I've had so many people say to me, I'd be more angry than you. 5 years ago, I had PCSOs say to me, Bryony, most people would have given up a long time ago. In other words, they would have gone and topped themselves. I've got Beachy head up the road. I don't think any of that just came out. I just had the video on pause for I don't know how long. I'm so stressed because I haven't slept, and in half an hour I've got to check out of this room. It's raining out there. I can't cope. I just played this recording. I'll play it again. For anyone who's a new subscriber to my channel, I have to play it again because I just had the video on pause. At 3 o'clock in the morning on the 29th of April. Three hours later, I was arrested. This is someone on a criminal tag. I recorded the company who put her on a tag. I was locked in the bathroom. I'd been attacked. I had my bedroom window smashed. I've got damning evidence of council meeting minutes. They know what's going on. Police, please. 3 hours later, PC Scott Franklin Lester turned up to arrest me. They tried to criminalise me for being suicidal on Beachy Head. Eastbourne Police, watch my videos. These thugs. These crimes against my human rights and civil liberties. It's up to 25 years malfeasance of office. And you, the British public, you're giving away your freedoms left, right, and centre because, well, it's the coronation today. It's treason. You know what the penalty for treason is. Yes, exactly. It's death. It's never gone away. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but yes. But no, the police they take their oaths, and this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing to innocent and vulnerable people. Every time this was a criminal on a tag, and her friend Sherelle Clark was mentioned in the national news as mugging the elderly with her mother. Sherelle Clark and Dion Clark, mother and daughter, jailed. Have a look online. It's online, and they drunkenly assaulted me. They were drug addicts. They were ooh, whoops, they had a previous conviction for mugging the elderly on the Isle of Wight. How do I know? I looked it up. And the property managers, the council, the councillors, they're all in on it. And I've got plenty of evidence against them. So anyone who's new to my channel, I've got evidence against Eastbourne Borough Council. I went into a system that was supposed to support me, but this is a Tory Masonic town, and I've just learnt why the Labour Party are more popular in this town. So anyway, there we are. I've got to check out of here. Suicidal. That weather. I'll just leave my stuff in storage. No one cares. Anyway, that's a message for you, Juliette, because I really don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what to say. You're a witness to what happened at Belmore Road. I was attacked in my council accommodation, and you work for the authorities, so I just don't know. And you know what happened at SDR. I was just trying to recover from what had been happening to me, so you know I'm not well, and I'm unbelievably calm. I've had a lot of people say to me that you know that there's a lot. I'm in a oppressed state. I'm scared. I'm actually very scared, but I'm in a state of oppression. You know, I was criminalized for having a mental health breakdown after I was, failed. Anyway, there we go. There's nothing more to say.